Chains, but I know you feel the same. So what if we're broken? So what if we're both 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 broken? I guess that it makes sense. I don't have too many friends, cause they'll leave you broken. And I'll like feel like
she's confident, ah na na, ah na na. She's confident, ah na na, ah na na. Now that we're in, ah na na, ah na na. She's confident, on the way she walks in the room. Hey, comment down below if you know that song, you know what I'm saying? Hey guys, it's your boy King Don. I'm back with another video. So today I'm going to be doing what if Deku was gone from Hunter x Hunter. You know, it's going to be a redo from my old what if Deku was gone freaks. So yeah, I'm going to be redoing all my what ifs or like remastering or whatever, you know, because I have way too many that are unfinished, so I don't get them finished. And unfortunately, my PC right now is in shambles, and I recorded you guys like about 2 videos on there, but yeah, now that I don't have my PC right now, I couldn't upload them for you guys, but I couldn't leave you guys hanging for like 3 weeks, so I had to, you know, use my phone now, so just bear with me, you know. But anyways, without further ado, let's get started. So this what if starts off with Izuku Midoriya, and this what if Izuku's actually going to be born with a quirk. It's going to be a quirk called enhancement. Izuku has a quirk that he can enhance his physical abilities, and Izuku is going to be quite a prodigy in this what if. He's not going to be the loner Izuku as usual, but he's actually going to be quite popular with everyone, and he's going to be known as that great guy. Izuku and Bakugo's relationship is going to be a little bit different in this what if. It's actually going to be one of his respect. Izuku, his abilities is so just so on par with Bakugo that Bakugo can't do anything but respect Izuku. I mean, if he tries to look below him, Izuku one day is just going to surpass him. So he realized that he actually needs to acknowledge his strength to be able to beat him or keep up with him. Izuku, you know, he's not going to be dumb or nothing, you know. He's keeping up with these grades and etc. And at this point, life is very great. So, yeah. So anyways, I'm going to skip to the beginning of the anime. Izuku's going to be in class, and the teacher starts talking about, it's time for you guys to start thinking about your future. And I'm going to give out these forms for you guys to fill out, and throws papers in the air saying, I already all know you guys want to be heroes with everyone using their quirks. And Izuku being a part of it, not really having a quirk that he can, you know, shoot out things just yet. So anyways, the teacher starts talking about, it looks like we have 2 applicants that wants to go to UA. Not a surprise. Bakugo Katsuki and Izuku Midoriya. And everyone starts wishing Izuku good luck. Izuku, good luck at UA. We know you can get in, Izuku. Good luck, Izuku. And everyone wishing Izuku good luck. And Izuku's like, thanks everybody. I really appreciate it. But no one really saying it to Bakugo because they don't really fuck with Bakugo like that. You know, he's just kind of annoying to everyone. And Bakugo, hearing this, is kind of pissed off, saying, hey, get out of here, you extras. We don't need your luck. And someone says, no one was wishing you any luck, Bakugo. It's like, what'd you say? But the teacher telling him to calm down. And they proceed with the lesson. After school, Izuku would be packing his bag, and Bakugo say, hey, Deku. And Izuku would be like, Bakugo, I told you to stop calling me that. And Bakugo's like, what you gonna do about it, huh? Deku. Izuku's like, I told you to stop. And he's like, that. And before he could finish his sentence, Izuku grabs his face. And he's like, I told you to goddamn stop pushing him away, making Bakugo kind of, fall back. He's like, huh, Deku? And he comes in running with an explosion. And it throws a punch at Izuku, and Izuku dodges it. And Izuku pushing him back and saying, Bakugo, you know I'm the wrong person you should be picking on, right? I'm superior than you in every single way. Nah. I beat you in every single stats, in academics and physicality. Alright? I don't want no beef, Bakugo. Just drop it. Bakugo's like, you think I'm gonna drop that? And he starts to go dashing towards Izuku. Izuku just says, alright then, fine. And Izuku does not really know any martial arts or any of that. He's just going on pure instinct. And his fighting style is raw strength. Just raw strength. And like I said, he's 10 times the stats of a normal person. So 10 times what? Who really is scaled to that? So that's mostly like Captain America, Black Panther kind of ranges there. So Izuku's a little more superior than that too. But he's around there with all the reflexes and etc. So Izuku dodges him and throws a punch to Bakugo's gut, which really hurts him. And Bakugo keeps trying to go to Izuku, but Izuku is too fast for him, and these reflexes is just unmatched. It's uncanny. So Izuku finally gets annoyed, grabs Bakugo by the neck and slams him into the ground and just says, enough. And Bakugo just spits out blood. No, spit. Oh my god. Spits out blood and just completely stops after being hurt from that. And Izuku, feeling bad, just says, I'm sorry, Bakugo. Trying to help him up, but Bakugo slapping his hand away and promptly staying on the floor. Izuku just exits the building and says, maybe I overreacted, and goes home. So due to this incident, Izuku does not meet All Might, and the Sludge Villain incident does not happen. What happens is that All Might was able to find the Sludge Villain just in time, and he was able to capture him while the Sludge Villain is trying to take over another kid's body. So Izuku goes back home, and he realizes that maybe he can push his quirk even more. Maybe he feels like he's gonna hit a wall with his quirk. He feels like he needs to push it more. Maybe even just have combat experience. So that's when Izuku decides that, maybe I should start some training. So he picks up some little boxing lessons. He starts taking boxing lessons. So Izuku walks into the day, and this gym actually accepts people using quirks. And because they realize that we can't just keep pretending that the quirks don't exist and etc. So they allow people to use their quirks while boxing. It's only really going to benefit them. So Izuku, being able to use his quirk, and him being a fast learner due to his 10 times stats and everything, he rises to the top of the class very quickly. He's getting close to the mastery level. His boxing instructor would actually challenge Izuku time to time, with him actually being a former world champ. Izuku would be excited to box him every single time, but he would ultimately just lose. Izuku would just be baffled that such a person exists, such a person with such superior stats. So Izuku would train relentlessly, just trying to get this down. Izuku would do all the combinations, would increase his power. And he would just do normal training without using his enhanced quirk. He just wants to boost his default body. Izuku's doing all of this in this 10 months training, and he's starting to get very good. And finally the time came. Izuku felt like as if he was prepared. His body was in crazy shape. He was extremely just fit. Izuku at this point, during the 10 months training, when he was building up his body's physique, Izuku was not using his quirk, trying to just increase his default. I think I said that already. So Izuku's default is now 2 times. Let's say screw it. 2 times a normal human, and now you add his quirk, which adds 10 times. You guys do the math. You know what I'm saying. You guys do the math. So Izuku at this point is kind of, he's kind of broken. So yeah, Izuku's finally time to face his master, you could say, the world champ. And Izuku steps up to the plate and says, "It's time for your demise, champ." And the champ's like, as if a 16-year-old kid could defeat me. And they start boxing. The guy actually has, let's just say, the good quirk. Let's just say this guy has an intimidation quirk. So basically, the guy can emit some aura that can intimidate his foes, that lessen their ability, senses, and etc. So this guy uses this on Izuku, expecting Izuku stats to lower from this, but Izuku does not care. He actually has some animal instinct inside of him. He has this darkness inside of him that keeps Izuku not afraid or affected by this quirk. Izuku just goes in, and the guy is completely scared for his life. He feels like Izuku's gonna kill him. Izuku throws a punch, and it's so fast the guy couldn't even react to it, and the guy gets instantly knocked out. And Izuku's like, I knew I could get it. And everyone in the gym will be completely stunned that Izuku Midoriya is able to defeat the former 4-time world champ. This is outrageous. And Izuku walks out the gym saying, that's all I need from boxing. And everyone's just like, what the heck? So yeah, and at this point, it would be the end of the 10 months, and Izuku has completely mastery over boxing. And now it's time for the UA exam. Izuku would walk into the entrance, and he would be only hopeful. He would be so happy that he could finally start UA. And he thinks to himself, maybe I'll see Dad. And Izuku has a flashback to his father when he got the milk. When he went to get the milk. And Izuku maybe thinks, maybe I can find him. But whilst he's distracted thinking about that, Izuku trips. And he was about to be saved by a brunette girl. But Izuku's, like I said, reflexes is superior. And Izuku catches himself. And at this point it looks awkward, but at least he's not fall. At least he didn't fall to the ground. The girl starts talking to him saying, "Hey, I'm Ochaco. I was about to save you there, but it looks like you got yourself." So it's like, yeah, I was a bit distracted thinking about something. But hi, I'm Izuku Midoriya. Nice to meet you. It's like, wow, you're so energetic. So it's like, yeah, I've been told that a lot. But I want to wish you good luck on the test. And she's like, yeah, you too. Izuku's like, I hope I'll see you. See ya. And Izuku runs off into the building with Uraka thinking, so happy. And yeah, Izuku goes to the building, and at this point Izuku, he is not no fool. He knows how to do academics and etc. So he'll easily pass the test, getting an average good score. So like let's say like 85. To some people that's like average. To some people that's extremely good. To some people that's extremely bad. To me that's good. So yeah, screw you guys. Whatever, bro. Get off my like damn. Calm down. All right. So anyways, they get into the second part of the exam. And at this point, President Mike is talking about the test they're going to be doing, the practical exam. That there's 3 types of robots, 1 point, 2 point, 3 points. And basically, whoever destroys the most robots gets the, oh my god. Your objective is to destroy the robots and get the most points you can. And that's when Ida introduces, the 0 point robot, and Person Mike's like, don't worry about it, you want to run for it, try to avoid it, and etc. And this time, Izuku does not get called out because he does not talk to himself, because Izuku is very extroverted, so he has quite a bit of friends and etc. So yeah, everyone's escorted to the certain areas. So Izuku finally gets to his area and he steps off the bus, and he's excited. He's very excited for what the future holds for him. And he's excited to start his journey as a hero. So as Izuku's stretching and etc., he sees the girl from earlier. And with no hesitation, like in the anime, he just runs over to her saying, "Hey!" With Ida trying to stop him, but it's too late. Izuku is a little too fast for him. He goes up to her and says, "Hey, how you been?" She's like, "Hey, Izuku, right?" She's like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Oh, wow." And they start talking about the written test they done, and how Uraraka says, "Well, it was a bit, I don't know, it was a little hard." And Izuku's like, "Yeah, it was. I only got an 85. She's like, 85? I got an 82. And they're like, and all that stuff. And, kind of bonding and, becoming friends. And she says, "Izuku, I'm kind of stressed for this." Izuku's like, "No need. There's no need to be stressed. There's no need to be stressed. If you truly think your abilities are suited to be a hero, I'm sure they'll see that and you'll get in." With her kind of blushing, saying, "Thanks, Izuku." And that's when the doors open. President Mike says, "There's no waiting for there's no waiting for a timer. Go, 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 go!" And everyone starts running in, with Izuku being ahead of the pack. Ida, seeing this, want to impress these, teachers, starts to use his quirk, but he doesn't seem to be able to catch up to Izuku. And he's like, "What? This is absurd. This has never happened to me." And Izuku sees the first robot, and he simply just dashes forward, breaking the ground beneath him, and he punches right through it, with everyone being instantly impressed. And everyone's like, "He just took down a 3-point robot with one punch? This is no way!" And Izuku just kind of smiles, and that's that. What is it called? I think Luffy does it a lot, where you use your thumb and you rub it against your nose, and you go like, you guys know what I'm talking about. They always make that sound going, I think Goku does it too. That's what Izuku does. I think even Gon does it too. It goes, whatever. Anyway, so Izuku continues to dominate using his newfound boxing skills and his extremely enhanced quirk and his extremely physical body. Izuku's dominating the stage. Izuku's going left and right, just going everywhere. Everyone would think they found a finally good patch of robots they can destroy, but suddenly Izuku comes from the air saying, boom, destroying it all. And Izuku at this point has gone a grand total of 85 combat points. And everyone heard that. Izuku's like, 85! Screaming out. And everyone's like, 85? I'm only on 2. I'm only on 16. Or something like that, And Izuku's just laughing, going, until he hears, boom, boom, boom. It was a 0-point robot. And everyone seeing this is completely terrified. And they start running to the opposite direction from the 0-point robot. Everyone's just screaming and panicking. Izuku's looking at this robot saying, I'm just gonna look the other, until he hears, help! And his ears instantly picks this up, and he turns around and he sees. It's Uraraka. It's his new friend that he just got, and she's stuck under some rubble and she can't get out of it. Izuku does not hesitate. He instantly dashes forward, and this act of heroism makes All Might look closer to Izuku. It actually makes him lean in, saying, interesting. And Izuku starts running, And he finally gets to Uraraka and says, "Are you okay, Uraraka?" She's like, "Yeah, could you help me out here? The open robot's almost here." And Izuku's like, "Yeah." And he takes off the rubble off her and he actually carries her, bride style, and starts running with her saying, with her being awkward. And Izuku finally puts it down, and Izuku's like, How hard do you think I need to punch that 0-point robot to destroy it? She's like, what are you talking about? It's like, I want to see if I could destroy it. She's like, Izuku, it's not worth it. It's too big. Only someone that's strong is like All Might could destroy that. Izuku's like, All Might, huh? Now I have to do it. And he starts running towards the 0-point robot. And Uraraka's like, no, you idiot! And Izuku jumps, breaking the ground, similar to he did when he had One for All. And this time, oh my god, this time he goes closer to the 0-point robot because he does not have Air Blast as All Might, so he needs to actually physically touch it. So he goes up to it and he shouts, I don't know, I was gonna try to shout a name, but I don't know any names. Izuku just shouts, and he completely punches the 0-point robot, and it destroys the front of the head of the 0-point robot. And Izuku destroys the circuits, which is all at the top of the 0-point robot, which actually short functions the 0-point robot, making it fall over. And Izuku is in the air, completely joyed that he done that, but he's falling down and he does not know how to, survive this fall just yet. He jumped pretty high, but every time he jumps this high, it's jumping onto a building or grabbing onto a building, but there's no buildings around him. He's jumped higher than all of them. So at this point, he's plummeting into his death until he was about to hit the ground and he's slapped across the face. It was Uraraka who saved him. Izuku will be completely thankful for Uraraka and say, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, you really saved me there. It's like, no, with her puking. And all the teachers seeing this are completely impressed with Izuku. He got 85 combat points and now he done such a feat like this. He rescued that young lady. This is a prodigy we got on our hands. With All Might just smiling even wider and saying, this is going to be very interesting. With Aizawa in the background is looking unimpressed, but he truly is deep down impressed. So Izuku talks to Uraraka after the incident, and they start thanking each other for if they weren't there, they would have both died, and etc. And that's when Recovery Girl comes around and she starts healing everyone. After everyone's healed and after Uraraka's healed, Izuku says, I guess I'll see you around, Uraraka. I'll see you in your way. She's like, wait, how do you know we're gonna go in? And Izuku's like, with the performance like that, how would we not go in? And Izuku would walk off, and Uraraka at this point would just start fantasizing over Izuku. So yeah, Izuku for the week notice. During this week, Izuku is just, punching his, what is it called? Punching his punching bag? I don't like that sentence. Punching his punching bag. He's hitting his punching bag. Sure, that fits. He's hitting his punching bag. And Izuku was just hitting the punching bag for a whole week, being kind of stressed over the letter until his mother comes running and saying, Izuku, the letter, it came. And Izuku's like, really? And he'll take the letter and tell his mom, just wait outside. I need to see this for myself. And she's like, yeah, sure. So Izuku puts down the letter and he opens it. And it's All Might himself saying, I am here. And Izuku's like, oh my god, it's All Might. And All Might starts to explain that why it took so long and etc. And then starts to explain Izuku's performance, saying it was outstanding. It's a performance that a prodigy can only do. 85 combat points? That's crazy. And there's another secret part of the exam. It's called rescue points. It's points you are awarded for saving someone. And Izuku Midoriya, you got a grand total of 65 hero points, which gives you a grand total of 150 points. That's an amazing performance. This is something that myself. Oh my gosh, something I've done myself. Getting a grand total of 200, but we don't talk about that. We just glad to see that someone with great potential is coming to our school. Welcome to Your Hero Academia. Turning off the screen, and Izuku looking at it, just complete shock and happy that he got into his dream school. A few days would pass, and finally it's time for Izuku to go to UA. Izuku would be excited and, head off to UA excited for his future. Izuku would come in, walk through the doors, and he would see that they're humongous, but come to the conclusion that UA is very inclusive for people with gigantifying quirks. Ooh, almost there. And you finally locate 1A. Class 1A. Yeah. And this time he wouldn't be scared or none of that stuff or worry about Bakugo. He's just excited. So he walks in and he does see Bakugo and Ida arguing. And he kind of just says, Bakugo, ready on your first day? And Bakugo's like, Izuku, get over here. And that's when Ida would say, hi, my name is Tenyu Ida, and I'd like to say congratulations, Izuku Midoriya. You understood the second part of the exam, and I commend you. And Izuku say, appreciate it, man. So, how are you, man? And they'll start talking, and Izuku would find that Ida's not that bad. He's not that person he instantly thought he was. And then they keep on talking, and that's when Uraka comes, and Izuku starts talking to Uraka until Mr. Aizawa comes around and says, took you guys 8 seconds for you to shut up. Now that you guys settled down, put these on and meet me outside. And everyone be like, what about orientation? Just put these on and meet me outside. I won't repeat it for a third time, with him walking off and everyone following him, putting on their costumes. Izuku would be in the locker room changing, and Izuku would take off his shirt, and then Kirishima would be like, whoa, dude, you're totally ripped. Oh, what's your regiment? So he's like, thanks, man, I appreciate it, but I do 1,000 push-ups, 1,000 set-ups, about 100 kilometers run, and Kirishima was like, 100? What kind of mutant are you? Wow, that's impressive. My name's Kirishima. How about we work out sometime? Izuku's like, yeah, that'd be sick. You're not too bad yourself. And Kirishima's like, nah, dude, I didn't get it. You gotta be nice, but nah, I'm not compared to you. You have a full-on V-line and everything. 100 kilometers. Wow. With him walking off, with everyone ever hearing this, and instantly knowing that Izuku's going to be one of the top dogs of this class. Izuku and everyone else goes up there, and Aizawa starts to explain what they're doing outside. And that quirks revolutionized the world. And now people still want to be fair, thinking that not everyone has a quirk and inclusive, but the harsh reality is that most people do. And they need to stop ignoring that fact and implementing quirks into the society. And that's when he throws the ball to Izuku Midoriya and says, how far was your ball throw? And Izuku's like, 100 meters? He's like, 100 meters? Very impressive. Now, use your quirk and throw that ball as far as you can. And Izuku's like, as far as I can? It's like, I won't repeat myself. And Izuku would just smile and say, okay, sir, you've got it. And Izuku, and take a deep breath in, activating his quirk, and he goes, and he'll throw this ball as hard as he can. Izuku, throwing the ball as hard as he can, gets a grand total score of 1,200 meters. Everyone would be completely shocked, saying, "Oh my, that was so cool!" And everyone, all that stuff with Bakugo being like, "Oh, this is cool. I can do further than that." And as I was like, "Oh, quite impressive." But this just shows that you shouldn't ignore quirks and all that stuff. And Mina and Zero saying, "Oh my, we get to use our quirks. This is gonna be so much fun." And Aizawa being petty and stuff, saying, "Fun? You think being a hero is fun? Alright, then if it's so fun, how about this? Whoever comes in last place gets expelled." And everyone says, "Expelled?" Izuku says expelled too, being shocked. Not really being scared that he will be expelled, but that the fact that a teacher would go to such lengths for an introduction class. So Izuku takes it serious, so does everyone else. And everyone does the quirk activities just the same. Izuku does amazingly on the 100-meter dash. He actually beats Ida by getting 2.8 seconds when Ida got 3 seconds. And he clears the sand jump, and his side steps is completely broken. And he actually breaks the hand grip, with everyone seeing that Izuku's the most physically dominant person here. Izuku actually ends up getting second place because Momo trumped them on a lot of things. And Izuku's is a little disappointed, but accepted. He's not the one being expelled. The one in last place is actually Mineta. Aizawa goes up to him and says, "You came last place. There's no space for someone like you in UA. You are expelled effectively immediately. Get your stuff and get out of here." And everyone's like, "Whoa, what the?" With Izuku being shocked that he was actually doing it, and Momo being shocked that he actually expelled him. Everyone would instantly take UA seriously, and a little scared but excited for the future. Izuku would be walking after school, actually talking to Ida, and that's when Kirishima comes to join them, says, "Hey, can I join in the party?" Izuku's like, "Hey, Kirishima!" And they start talking about a regiment with Ida joining in, says, "Yes, I do 1,000 suicides every single day," and all that stuff. And that's when Uraka comes and says, "Hey, you three, wait up!" And, they start talking and they all become friends. And Uraka asking why Bakugo calls him Deku. And it's just like, Bakugo's just stupid. We've been competing for most of our, since we were 4. Since we actually got our quirks. And, well, I guess it's a turn for him to try to call me useless to, to hurt my feelings, but I don't know. But then Uraka says, "I kind of like the term Deku. Kind of sounds like you can do it." But Izuku's like, "I guess it does. Maybe I should use it as my hero name," with him having a big smile and everyone smiling with him. So the next day passes, and the next day at UA is just a normal regular day. It's just normal classes and etc. until they reach the final period. And that's when All Might comes running through the door like a normal person, and everyone's shocked. Izuku too. He's excited to see the number 1 hero in his class. Oh my gosh. And All Might starts explaining that they're going to be doing an exercise, a combat exercise. And Bakugo smiles and instantly turns his head to Izuku. And he does the, "I'm going to kill you" sign, cutting his throat, with his thumb. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, Izuku just kind of goes, sticks out his tongue with Bakugo, like, "You nerd!" And All Might say, "Alright, settle down. If you guys, hybrid makes the hero." I know I said no words, but you guys get what I'm trying to say. So All Might reveals everyone's hero costumes. And Izuku's hero costume is actually going to be pretty good. So I'm going to say Izuku's hero costume is just the hero costume in season season 5 because I don't know, I kind of like that costume. Izuku's costume in season 1 is a bum. It's trash, and if you guys say it's good, I feel sorry for you because you clearly there's something wrong with you. Season 5 costume with those gloves. Oh, they look so much clean. Oh no, but the manga, you guys see them? Oh my gosh, I'm about to. Oh no. But you guys know, Izuku's on that type of timing. He wants a costume that won't just break every time Izuku punches or anything of that. And yeah, he has those steel toe boots and all that stuff, all that etc. Yeah. Anyways, so everyone's outside looking at each other's costumes, and Izuku's like, "Whoa, Uraka, your costume's so cool." She's like, "Really? I think it's a little too skin tight." And Izuku's like, "No, it really complements your figure." With her, kind of blushing, and Mina coming in and saying, "Oh, nice one, Izuku. You're such a player." Izuku's like, "What? I was just telling the truth." It's like, "Whoa, Mina, it really complements your figure too." With her saying, "I know," and all that stuff, and everyone talking like that until All Might tells him to settle down, and they're going to be starting to exercise. He tells them that they're going to be 2 teams, the villain team and the hero team. The teams are going to be randomized. So he picks out the boxes, and I'm not going to change the teams. It's going to be Izuku Midoriya and Ochaco Uraraka. And the person that they're going to be fighting is Katsuki Bakugo and Tenya Ida. Team A versus Team D. I think that's what it is. Yes. So, All Might tells him to get this or places. Izuku's outside chilling with Uraraka, and Uraraka says, "I guess All Might's feeling your guys' rivalry yet again." What do I mean yet again? Oh my gosh. It looks like All Might's feeling your guys' rivalry. And Izuku's like, "Yeah, I guess so." And she's like, "Are you going to be okay, Izuku? I can help you." Izuku's like, "No. I'm going to take on Bakugo by myself. And you try to find a bomb. Do not engage Ida. Because, I don't know, Ida, he may look like a stiff, but he can't fight." Anyways, I won't lose. I will never lose to Bakugo. And Uraraka's like, "Okay, Izuku, I believe in you." And Izuku's like, "Thanks, I believe in you too." And with him fist pumping, saying, "Let's get this." And let's just perspectives to Bakugo and Ida. Bakugo would be growling, saying, "Damn you, Izuku." And Ida would say, "Let's come up with a plan." And Bakugo, being less chill, and be like, "The plan is that I take on Izuku. I've known him longer, so I know all these strats. You stay here with the bomb in case that round face comes and gets it. I'm sure you're strong enough to deal with him. If not, you're freaking useless. If then, I'll come and save your ass. But don't expect me to come, cause I'm hey yo. No, don't expect me to come save your ass, because I'm dealing with Izuku." And him just goes blasting off with Ida actually, being fine with the plan, because he actually said it to, because Bakugo actually said something to him. So Bakugo goes blasting off, and All Might shouts, "Go!" And the class starts debating whose team's gonna win. After the class think it's Bakugo, because simply Bakugo's quirk and Ida's strategy or whatever, they think it's gonna overwhelm Izuku and Uraraka. But the other half thinks that their team's gonna win because Izuku's physical stats and his quirk is just so impressive, and Uraraka's quirk makes it kind of a random, kind of a trump card. So I'd say this match is even, you could say. But in reality, we all know the inevitable truth. Anyways, so All Might starts the match and everyone starts running in. Izuku's running with Uraraka, and they hear Bakugo blasting his way towards them. So he tells him, "Alright, Uraraka, you go that way, I'll deal with Bakugo." And she's like, "Right." So anyways, they get started. And Bakugo comes in and it's like, Izuku! Izuku's like, I'm right here, Bakugo. And he comes drifting. He's like, Izuku, we're gonna settle this rivalry today and right now. I'm gonna defeat you. And Izuku's like, you will never defeat me, Bakugo. But come at me with your best shot. Bakugo just smiles and he comes blasting towards Izuku. And he tries to punch Izuku, but Izuku dodges and uppercuts him, sending him to the roof, hitting it. But before Bakugo could fall, he uses explosions to get out the way, to stay so him not to hit the ground. Bakugo comes in with another barrage of explosions, going, die, 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 die. And at this point, Izuku is just blocking it, enduring it. And once it's done, Izuku's just smoking, and he's a little bit black. And he just says, is that all you got? But Bakugo grunting his teeth, and he's like, how about this? And before he could do anything, Izuku dashes to him, and he does and he says, this is the fury of punches. And he does a fury of punches on Bakugo, using his boxing to his advantage, going, bah, 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 throwing a bunch of straight jabs at Bakugo. And, they might be jabs, but it's still a lot of, strength behind those jabs. Bakugo's being hit by blow after blow, and Izuku finally fits him off with a big hook, sending him to the side of the wall. Bakugo finally recovers from the punch. He goes, God damn it, Izuku, you're strong. But that just means defeating you, it's gonna even be greater. And that's when he grabs his gauntlet, and he says, take this! And he unleashes the gauntlet onto Izuku. And Izuku looks at it and it goes, and he stays forward at front of the freaking explosion. And everyone in All Might's like, Izuku, get out the way! It's gonna hit you! And Izuku, having practicing boxing and etc., he's learned a lot of breathing exercises. And, watching one video, he learned that his body can do way more than he can think. He can push past his limits and maybe even stop an explosion. Izuku stands there and the explosion comes right at him. And Izuku literally, pushes on the explosion and it starts to stop. And everyone's like, what the? And Izuku, that's when he absorbs, absorbs the explosion. And once Izuku does that, his hand starts to glow. And everyone's like, whoa, what is this? And Izuku's like, that video said there was more to quirks than we thought, but I never thought this. And Izuku's hand is glowing. And everyone's like, whoa. And Izuku's like, and he goes straight to Bakugo and he punches him right in the gut, sending the explosion straight to Bakugo's gut, sending him flying and breaking through a wall. And at this point, Bakugo's completely knocked out. And everyone's completely stunned of how Izuku was able to catch that giant explosion and then make it in his own energy. Is that Izuku's real quirk? Izuku's just as confused as everyone else. And All Might's just even more curious of this kid. It's like, this kid, he's amazing. And Izuku's like, wow, I don't even know what happened. But anyways, and he starts heading over to Uraraka's side. And because of that giant explosion Izuku unleashed onto Bakugo, the building started to shake a little. And that's when Uraraka, tripped and fell. And that's when Ida saw her. And he's like, you can deceive me, hero. And he starts running towards Uraraka. But Uraraka uses her gravity to float over Ida. And it's kind of just playing cat and mouse at this point. Uraraka calls Izuku saying, oh, Izuku, I need help. Ida, he's a little too much for me. And Izuku's like, I know. I'm on my way. And she's like, where? I don't... And boom! Izuku bursts through the ground. And he grabs Ida's leg. And he slams him down onto the level below them. And that's when Ida just kind of goes... and Izuku touches the bomb, letting Izuku's team win. Everyone just starts clapping for such a great match that was. Izuku displayed such amazing strength that was only similar to All Might. Just trying to think, does Izuku have a quirk just like All Might? And All Might thinking himself, does he have does he have one for all? But in reality, he doesn't. But All Might's just like, it's so similar. It's uncanny. So, anyways, they come back and All Might starts to explain that they done well and Izuku's obviously the MVP. Even though he should have just absorbed that energy and not really have to shoot it back at them since it was quite a severe blast. But besides that, he's done excellent work. So the hero team wins, and everyone and all the other teams go the same. Goes the same. Goes the same. But Todoroki does his outstanding win, freezing the building, etc. And Izuku's interested, but not interested enough to, talk to him. And Todoroki definitely sees Izuku as competition. Someone has such a familiar quirk with All Might, he's definitely need to defeat him with just his eyesight. So anyways, there everyone's finished and all that, etc. Izuku's walking home, and that's when Bakugo says, "Hey, Deku!" And Izuku looks back and like, "Oh, hey, Bakugo." Bakugo's like, "Today you just got lucky. I don't know what that stunt you pulled earlier with, it was over my blast, but I don't care. I'm going to defeat you one day. I'm going to get stronger to the point where I can make an explosion just by my fingertips." And Zuko's like, "That would be very interesting. And that would make you powerful, Bakugo. But just know, you'll never defeat me, no matter how hard you try. But I wouldn't mind entertaining you. Come at me with all you got. Just another day." And Izuku walks off with Bakugo gritting his teeth and doing the Arthur fist, saying, "I will defeat you one day, Izuku," and all that stuff. So anyways, the next day, not the next day. So anyways, Izuku's walking home, and while he's walking home, he actually bumps into Mina, of all people. And Izuku's like, "Oh, hey Mina, I didn't see you there." Mina's like, "Hey Izuku, You're extremely amazing today. It's just how you defeated that guy, how you defeated Bakugo was just absolutely amazing. I couldn't believe it." So he's like, "Thanks, I really appreciate it. But you done well too." She's like, "Yeah, but my team lost." So he's like, "That don't matter. Your performance is still great." She's like, "Thanks, Izuku. Hey, Izuku, are you seeing anyone?" And Izuku's like what? She's like, do you have a girlfriend? Izuku's like, "No, never." She's like, "Oh, wait, have you been on a date before?" Izuku's like, "Oh, yeah, quite a bit." She's like, "Wait, really?" It's like, "Yeah, I've been going on a date since I was like, I don't know, 8 years old." She's like, "What?" And Izuku's like, "Yeah, I mean, women just like asked me out all the time. It was just, a normal thing for me." "Well, so what's up?" She's like, "Oh, well, look at me thinking I was doing something different by being bold. But anyways, I'll just go at it. Izuku, do you want to go on a date?" Izuku's like, "Yeah, sure, why not? It'll be fun." And she's like, "Wait, really?" Izuku's like, "Yeah, just let's think of a date where we're both available and just, let's make it happen." And she's like, "Oh my gosh, okay, of course, I'll text you, Izuku." And Izuku's like, "All right, see ya." And he walks off, being Gekki chat. So anyways, the next day finally arrives. Everyone's in class and they're chilling and etc. And that's when Aizawa walks in. And he tells him that they're all going to be going to the USJ. That everyone should get prepared and put on the hero suits. So everyone goes into the bus and etc. And they start the conversation just as similar to anime. Talking about who has the best quirk. Everyone is split between Izuku's quirk and Todoroki's quirk. Because people were saying Izuku's quirk is so amazing. It's so similar to All Might's. And now he has that ability to charge in blast and use it as his own. And Izuku's like, "Yeah, how does that work? Is that a part of your quirk, Izuku?" And Izuku's like, "To be honest, guys, I don't even know what the heck that was. It just happened. I don't know. And everyone's like, wow. No, Izuku's quirk's definitely the best. It's even expanding more. He has super strength. Now he can even increase it even more. And everyone's debating about like Toroki's side is 2 quirks put into 1. That's amazing and all that stuff. But not really anyone choosing Bakugo because his personality. So anyways, they finally arrive at the USJ. Oh my gosh, sorry guys, I dropped my fidget spinner. Fidget spinner, spinning around. Yo, fidget spinners were lit back in the day, man. I got one like on Sunday, and oh my gosh, I just really miss these. But I lost the thinking thing you hold to be able to spin the fidget spinner, so it's just kind of useless now. I have to buy a new one. So anyways, they arrive at the USJ. And everyone's completely impressed of how big the place is. And everyone starts talking, whoa, this is cool. And Uraka's like freaking out the most. And when she sees 13. And it's like, why are you freaking out so much? She's like, that's 13, the rescue hero. And all that stuff goes the same. 13 asks Aizawa, where's All Might? And he tells him that he overexhausts himself today. It's just going to be us, them two. With her sighing, says, okay, welcome to the USJ. My name's 13, and she does the introduction just as usual, and tells them they're going to be doing rescue training. And when he says that, Izuku's senses is starting to go off, saying, oh, I don't know, but I feel unairy. She's like, Mina and Uraka's like, Izuku, what's wrong? Izuku's like, I don't know, but something's bad is coming. And he goes into a fighting pose similar to a boxer, and that's when Aizawa notices that Izuku, what's wrong? And as he says that, a purple portal opens up behind him. And that's when a bunch of villains just comes running out of there. And that's when another 2 villains walk out. A guy with hands on his face and a bird blue giant thing. And everyone's like, whoa, is this part of the exercise? And both Izuku and Aizawa say at the same time and say no. And that's when Aizawa's like, you guys stay here. I'll take care of the villains. 13, get those kids out of here. And he does that. And Izuku wanted to join, but that's when Kirigiri comes saying, where are you guys going? You guys are just going to ruin all the fun. And that's when Bakugo and Kirishima come in and it's like, damn you! And, doing that explosion thing. And that's when Kirigiri transports everyone out. And that's when Ida able to make an escape and etc. So everyone's in the same places as before, and Izuku's underwater. And Izuku, he's not freaking out before, he's just surprised, like, whoa, teleportation, cool. And that's when a villain comes, barreling to Izuku. And Izuku was about to strike, but then that's when Tsuyu comes and kicks the villain away. Izuku's thankful, and that's when they go on boats, and etc. I'm not going to either change anything, I'm going to say they come up with the same plan as before. So they create a whirlpool, and that's when Mineta uses his balls to trap them all, and Sue jumps them off both off the boat. And as they arrive there, they see Aizawa on the floor, lying by himself, trapped by that bird thing. Izuku's completely enraged, seeing his teacher and sensei in such immense pain, so he doesn't even think about the situation, just comes running in. And Izuku just shouts, get the hell off him! And he throws a punch at the Nomu, but no effect happens. And that's when Shigaraku's like, oh, look who we got here, Razorhead. One of your students thought they could take me on. And now they're gonna die. And as I was like, Izuku, get the hell out of here! He's gonna kill! And that's when the Nomu crushes his army with Morgul, and Aizawa goes, ah! And Izuku's like, get off him! And he's like punching the Nomu, but the Nomu's not even budging. And Shigaraku's just laughing. It's like, I like your spirit, kid. Now I want to see it crushed. Nomu, get the kid. And Nomu goes off Aizawa and instantly punches Izuku. Izuku's reflexes and his boxing experience allowed him to sense the punch coming and block it. But even though he blocked it, it completely hurt Izuku. Izuku blocked the punch and barely recovers and goes, "That was a hell of a blow." And that's when Nomu comes barreling at him again, and Izuku's like, "What the?" And Nomu throws another punch, not full power, of course. Just kind of playing around with Izuku, hitting him around. And Izuku, the only thing he can do is just block. Because as much as his reflexes is so superior, it's not really up there to react to a Nomu at such speeds just yet. So Izuku is just kind of being ragdolled around the USJ with everyone watching. And that's when Bakugo and Kirishima come and says, "God damn it, Izuku, you have to be so useless." And he does a giant explosion on the Nomu. And that's when Kirishima gets Aizawa out of there and brings him back to the rest. And Bakugo's like, "Izuku, you have to do everything by yourself. You're so useless." And Izuku's like, "Bakugo, get the hell out of here. He's too strong." And that's when Bakugo's like, "I can handle myself, Izuku. You just..." The Nomu straight in Bakugo's face and just punches him away. And Bakugo completely knocked out by this and is hit into the stairs, making a crater. Everyone's completely stunned of the strength of this Nomu. Izuku is the only one that was able to take such punches from the Nomu, but he's barely standing at this point. He's all bloody. He's like, "Aizawa Sensei is safe, but I can't say the same about myself. Bakugo's been knocked out. We don't know where all the students are, and don't know if the heroes are coming. It's up to me." And he comes running at the Nomu, and he does these fury of jabs yet again. He's like, and he's trying to do his jabs and etc. But it has no avail on the Nomu. The Nomu didn't even budge. Shigaraki just continues to laugh, saying, "Kid, oh no, you're really cracking me up. Your spirit is so funny, but there's only one thing that's gonna happen right now, kid. You're gonna die." And Izuku's like, "Wait, what?" And that's when the Nomu goes to full strength and he says, and he just screaks going, and he punches Izuku and it breaks Izuku's ribs, and Izuku just spits out blood in immense pain. And that's when you hear, and it's All Might. He finally arrives. All Might sees the situation and he sees two of his students completely almost on the brink of death. And this time, he's even more pissed off than before, which, obviously gives you a boost in anime. So All Might just comes barreling through and he grabs the Nomu and says, "That's enough, you filthy villain." And he throws a punch at the Nomu, but no avail. All Might continues punches the Nomu, but it's just going to be the same as in the anime. And nothing's just happening. They're just throwing blows. Izuku is waking up. Is almost no. He's, oh my gosh, what am I trying to say? Izuku's barely able to stand up, and his vision is blurry, but he sees enough vision that he sees All Might punching the Nomu at such immense speeds and not being blown back like Izuku did. And Izuku at that point feels useless because he wasn't able to do anything to the Nomu, and he needed All Might's help. But he thought, maybe I could still help All Might. And that's when he goes into the symbol position, as in as John Ken and Hunter x Hunter. And Izuku's like, "Come on, the only way you can win this is using that same energy you did against Bakugo. But how the ding?" And that's when his head lights up. He's like, "Bakugo." And that's when he goes to Bakugo and wakes him up. He's like, "Bakugo, wake the hell up." And he slaps him. Bakugo wakes up. He's like, "Oh, Deku, why did you?" And Izuku's like, "I want you to shoot one of those blasts at me." And Bakugo's like, "Huh?" It's like, we need to use that move I did on you. Maybe you could help All Might just destroy that thing. And Bakugo's like, why should I need help from you? I'll blow that thing to bits." And Izuku's like, "Do you remember that thing just one punched you? Shut up and just do it." And Bakugo swallows his pride. No, he does swallow. Nah, he does swallow his pride. He can't do nothing about it. And that's when he uses his gauntlets at Izuku. Bakugo goes far from Izuku and says, all right, Deku, die! And he pulls the pin and it shoots at Izuku. And Izuku's like, oh, this works again. And he focuses and he gets position and he absorbs the explosion. And everyone that's watching, and it's like, Izuku's doing the same move as before. And Izuku's like, all right then. And he's like, wait, this won't be enough. Come on, focus. What is this ability? It can't be absorption. It makes no sense. That's not my quirk. My quirk is enhance things. Unless my actual ability is to stop energy and release it at a dramatic output. That's why I'm able to absorb Bakugo's explosion. I'm not really absorbing the explosion. I'm absorbing the energy from the explosion. So that means I don't need an external source. I can use the source for myself. I read about this. This is something similar to, what is it called? Like aura. We all have aura inside of us. So maybe I could use that aura to enhance this even more and give it more energy. And Izuku's like, his face is kind of like going insane. He's like, oh yes, finally! And that's when he gets into position and he starts kind of screaming, doing Super Saiyan stuff and starts charging up his John Ken. And Bob's like, what the hell are you doing? And Izuku's just continue charging up. And at this point, it's finally just big, and Izuku's like heavily breathing and he shouts, All Might! And All Might's like, oh? And he's like, send the Nomu my way! And All Might's like, kid, I can. He's like, just do it! And All Might's like, all right then! And he, grabs the Nomu's arm and he swings him at Izuku. And he's like, there, Izuku! And Izuku's like, John Ken! And he completely hits the head of the Nomu. And the energy goes inside the Nomu. And it completely just, oh my gosh, desecrates the Nomu. And a giant explosion happens. Just boom! And all you see is the Nomu in a crisp. Not regenerating, because Izuku, done something with the energy and, manipulation and plot armor. That's what it is. And everyone sees this and they're like, whoa, what the? And All Might surprised himself because he was thinking he would just go plus ultra and hit the Nomu into space. But this kid, he completely destroyed it and it's not even regenerating. Such monstrous power. And he just smiles. And Izuku at this point used up all his energy and his strength. And he's like, I did it. And what the heck did I just yell? John Ken? And he passes out. Oh yeah. So that's when all the heroes come and etc. And all that goes the exact same. Izuku wakes up in the hospital and he's in bed. He's gone carts. He's in bed. And it was only a few hours after the incident. And that's when he sees All Might in his room. And All Might starts talking to him, saying how impressive he was. And he's impressed with that ability of yours. And what is your quirk? Izuku's like, it's enhancement. But I have a side ability, you could say. I'm able to harness this aura inside of me to create energy and to create this energy and enhances my punches by tenfolds than before, and it doesn't just increase my strength. I guess it does something to the person itself. It's monstrous, and almost like, you don't need to tell me that, kid. Kid, you are really something. I would have given my quirk to you, but someone else beat you to it. And he was like, quirk? What are you talking about? And that's when he deflates, saying, hey kid. And Izuku freaks out, but All Might explains the situation and all that stuff. And he explains one for all to Izuku. And the only reason why he's explaining this to Izuku because he believes Izuku can help Mirio. Mirio, who has recently discovered the new ability of Black Whip. And it's both energy, involvement. So if you guys both are able to learn how to harness energy, it's only going to benefit the whole hero society. So, Izuku Midoriya, you're up to it. And Izuku just smiles and is like, of course. And him excited for the future. So anyways, a few days goes past and class was postponed, but finally they're back in class. So Aizawa starts to tell him that it's the USJ. It's time for the sports festival. And the sports festival is going to be in 2 weeks. So they have 2 weeks to prepare. And Izuku's excited that the sports festival is happening. And he talks to Uraraka and Mina. And they both say they're going to be training very hard these 2 weeks. So try not to send them anything too distracting, with both of them winking. And Izuku's just kind of smiling. And Kirishima's like, dude, what are you doing with them? And it's just like, don't worry about it. With him winking too, with Kirishima saying, you dirty dog. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, during these 2 weeks of trainings, Izuku actually meets Mirio. They meet up on Deku Beach. And the beach at this point is not cleaned yet. And All Might introduces them both. And Mirio's completely happy to meet Izuku. And Izuku's happy to meet Mirio. And they started explaining their life stories and all the quirks and all that stuff. And Mirio's completely impressed with Izuku and his stats. And Izuku's impressed with Mirio that he even suggests, can we fight for the one time, All Might? And All Might's like, you know what? Fine. I want to see where you guys two stack up. So anyways, get started. And that's when they both go into fighting positions. And he shouts, go! And Mirio this time goes underneath the floor. And Izuku's like, whoa, that permeation's cool. But this time, his clothes does not fall off. Yes, his clothes does not fall off. So Izuku is waiting for the attack, and he senses it before Mirio comes out. And he senses Mirio's gonna come up behind him. So Izuku throws a pre-predicted punch at Mirio, and Mirio's like, what? And that's when he faces, and Izuku's like, got you. And he hits him in the gut, and Mirio just kind of goes, oh, that was good. But then Mirio returns the favor and hits Izuku, and Izuku's like, that was good. And that's when Mirio goes back into the floor. Izuku's like, come on, Mirio, come on out. And Mirio comes in, and he's like, here I am. No touchy block. He does that same blinding punch as before, but Izuku's senses is superior. So even without him being able to see, he's able to dodge it, and he throws the kick, but Mirio permeates through it. And at this point, it's just continuous like this until All Might tells him to both stop. All Might's completely impressed with Izuku being able to keep up with Mirio, but also Mirio, your quirk, it's like changed. And Mirio's like, yeah, it seems now I can permeate with my clothes on. It seems like you give me one for all. My quirk is evolved. It probably evolved into something better. With him starting to get excited and All Might being excited for the future too. And he tells him, alright then, you two, get started and work on that energy thing. So the rest of the week, they try to focus on harnessing that energy they did before, but they're not really able to fully extract it. Izuku's only able to harness a small bit of it. At this point, he cannot summon that same amount of energy he can when he absorbs those giant explosions from Bakugo. So if he wants to get onto that level, he's going to have to do a lot of training, a lot of meditating. And Mirio at this point cannot harness completely Black Whip because, it is an energy source. A type of energy source. And, So anyways, the 2 weeks up and it's finally time for a sports festival. Everyone's completely excited and, feeling strong after the 2 weeks training. everyone's in the locker room, and Izuku's talking to Ida, saying all about his training and all that stuff, not mentioning Miro and All Might. That's when Todoroki comes up to them and says, Izuku. And Izuku turns around saying, what's it to you? Says, I'm gonna defeat you today. I'm gonna prove to everyone and my old man that I only need my eyesight to defeat you. Izuku would just stand up and laugh and say, alright, I'll take you up on that offer. But just know, I'm gonna treat this match as serious as that attack. Alright? I'm not gonna hold anything back. What Todoroki's saying, as I want it. And walk off, and Bakugo getting mad and say, hey, you should better be challenging me too. And all that stuff. So everyone goes out, and it's time for the start of the sports festival. Midnight starts to announce the sports festival, and she calls up Izuku that's going to be doing a speech. Izuku was not really prepared, but was encouraged by Uraraka and Mina. Izuku walks up to the stage and starts talking, saying, hi, I'm Izuku Midoriya, and the sports festival, it's a great place to display strength. And I'm here to display mine and take the #1 spot, because I'm going to do everything I can. And if you want to become #1, you have to do everything you can. You have to go plus ultra, and everyone, being excited and etc. So finally, start of the first exercise. So I'm going to switch up the events because, I'm getting tired of them. So anyway, so the first event is actually going to be capture the flag. So there's going to be 4 teams, and you guys each have a section where you guys are going to have 3 flags. And at the end of the 5 minutes, whoever has the most flags is the winner. Whoever have the least flags is the losers. And you guys get the idea. So anyways, so everyone's split into 4 teams. 4 teams, yes. How many contestants was there in the force? Okay, I'm gonna say, 25 people per team, and the losers are gonna be the ones that are eliminated. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do like that. So anyways, Izuku's team is gonna be quite stacked. It's gonna be most of Class 1A, and Bakugo, Todoroki are both pissed off that they're on the same team with Midoriya, and Midoriya saying, it's not gonna be fun, not being interested in the other teams. So Izuku, his team completely, dominates, but they had one issue with another team where it was mostly Class 1B mixed with some people from Class 1A. And they are hard to beat, but the other 2 teams are just mostly general studies and business and tech, So those teams were completely annihilated and humiliated, and they both ended up with no flags at all. So both teams were eliminated, with the 2 hero teams were going on to the next round. So now the second event, it's going to be, I think it's called Survivor. So basically everyone's going to be giving a lifeline, and if you're touched by the robot, you are eliminated. The person who stays the longest wins. So that gets started, and everyone just starts running around the arena, and they have a bunch of let's say 3-point robots chasing them around. Izuku's doing completely fine because he's dodging them and actually destroying them. There's no rules saying that he can't do that. So once Izuku started doing that, everyone else started doing that. But some people slipped up and they got touched by the robot. They need to do it in a way that they can destroy it but not be touched by the robot. So I'm going to say, because of plot armor, the 3 that last the longest are Izuku Midoriya, Todoroki, and Bakugo. Those three have lasted the longest, and everyone in the arena is completely erupting, being completely impressed by these quote-unquote prodigies, you could say. And Izuku is like kind of happy that everyone's cheering while Bakugo's mad that Izuku's happy and Todoroki's pissed off that he wasn't in first place. Sorry guys, due to unfortunate circumstances, I've been kicked out of my house and I am on a walk right now outside. So if you guys do hear cars or chirping of birds, I extremely apologize. But I had to keep pushing. I had to get this content out for you guys. So I'm going to do this while walking. So I know very unprofessional, but that's how King Donald's channel is. But anyways, let's get into it. So Midnight starts to announce that they're going to be doing another event, the final event. It's going to be a tournament. So as usual, they shuffle the brackets and etc. And everyone has their designated fights. So I'm not going to really switch up the fights. It's going to be the same fights. So anyways, so Izuku he's going to have his first fight against Shinso. So while Izuku was walking to the locker room to actually go and say hi to Uraraka or Momo, he's actually stopped by a classmate he doesn't really talk to. It was a guy with the tails. What was your name again, dude? It's Ojiro. Oh, yes. So Ojiro starts to explain that during the second event, he was facing this one guy. He was a guy with purple hair, and then suddenly his mind just went blank. And after the event was finished, I just felt violated. I think this guy has some type of brainwashing quirk. The only reason why I'm telling you this is because I don't want you to lose to someone like that. I want you to beat him, Izuku. Izuku just nods his head and says, I guess that would be fun. Thanks, Ojiro. He's like, yeah. So Izuku walks off, going to the locker room, and focusing instead of talking to Uraraka or Momo or Mina. So anyways, finally the match starts. So Izuku's walking up to the stage and President Mike's like, welcome the first challenger, Izuku Midoriya. And Izuku walks up to the stage hearing the crowd roar and he's getting so excited. And then his opponent comes. He's the second contestant. He was very underrated, but his name is Shinso. And Shinso walks on with people, cheering less than they did for Midoriya because they haven't really seen this guy. So Izuku's on stage. And Izuku's no slouch like Gon was or anything like that. Izuku knows, just like in anime, not to talk. So President Mike shouts go. And Shinso starts to try to get Izuku to talk, throwing insults at his face, about his hair, about anything. But Izuku's not cracking. He just has a determined look on his face. And he's just standing there. Shinso does not know what's going on. Shinso continues to berate Izuku. He's now even berating his classmates, saying that Ojiro guy is useless. The gravity girl has a stupid quirk. That pink freak is just weird. And Izuku, with Shinso insulting his main things, he starts walking to him slowly, just like almost killing aura to Izuku. Shinso could not move. He was trapped in fear. He's like, stay back. And Izuku kept walking to him, even breaking the ground as he was walking. And everyone's just like, what's going on? Izuku, it was like as if he had an aura to him. It was as if Izuku had some type of nen to him. Maybe should I give it to the nen? I don't know. Maybe he doesn't have it. But anyways, Izuku walks up to Shinso, and Izuku just says, "You're done for." and he punches in Shinso out of the ring. So I don't think Izuku talking to Shinso would make him trapped in the thing, right? It's only if Shinso asks a question, right? So that's allowed. Yeah, it should be. Anyways, if it doesn't, comment down in the comments if it's right or not. So anyways, Izuku wins the round. And I was about to walk off the stage until Shinso shouts, "You! People like you always get to become heroes. People born with strong quirks." Izuku just looks back at him and just says, "Shinso, you have a strong quirk, but because of your stupid mindset, you let other people dictate what to think about your own power. I'm not going to be as weak as you and let people do that. I know who I am, I know how strong I am, and I know I can be a hero. So why don't you stop pitying yourself and get to goddamn work?" But Izuku walking off, and him kind of looking like a badass with Shinso just, looking at him with like aspiration and stuff, and like, "Oh, he's right," and changing his mindset, to work even harder. So inherently, that discussion with Izuku, Shinso, let's just say, he works even harder than he does before in canon. So anyways, it's time for the other fights. So basically, what happens, all the other fights go the same. I'm gonna just do a slight difference. So anyways, Izuku's in the locker room sitting with Uraraka, and he quickly says, "I'm gonna go to the washroom, Uraraka." Uraraka's like, "Yeah, see ya." So while Izuku's in the washroom, Uraraka's just on the phone until a random guy just walks in with a stubby beard and some weird looking hat and some old looking clothes. Walks in and says, "This is awesome. This locker room is insane." Well, I thought it would be in here, but to be honest, I don't really want to see him right now. With Uraraka saying, "Who are you?" The non-contestants are supposed to be in the stands, not in the locker rooms. With the guy saying, "Oh, yes, but I just thought I had special permission because, my son's participating. But you're right. I'll just head out." With Uraraka saying, "Son?" And while the guy's walking out, she says, "Whose son?" But the guy just continues to walk. So the guy is going to the exit. And as the guy's going to the exit, Izuku walks out the washroom and gets a small glimpse of him. The guy looks back, and Izuku makes eye contact with him, and he says, I know that face. Is that Dad?" And he shouts out, "Dad," but the guy walks away. Izuku, wanting to know who's this guy, starts running after him. But Izuku's his match is about to start with Todoroki, but at this point, he does not care about it right now. He wants to go and see his father. So Izuku runs out the building saying, "Dad, Dad, Dad!" And once he gets there, he sees nothing. But then Izuku turns on his enhancer quirk, and he just says, "Listen, smell, use your senses. You saw him once, you smelt him, you should be able to find him." So Izuku, with using extreme focus and pushing his quirk to the limit, was able to get the small sense of the guy and ran in the direction. Izuku ran into an alleyway and he found the man. He said, "Is that really you?" But the man turning back, not really fully, just his head. And he's saying, "Oh, so you are here. Huh. Oh, it's great to see you. But you're not ready yet." And Izuku's like, What do you mean ready? Dad, I've been waiting for you for years, and you're gonna do this to me?" With his dad just saying, "Yep. Alright, Izuku, have fun." With him suddenly just disappearing. And Izuku's like, "What?" And he tried to use his quirk to smell him, but this time it wasn't even just faint. He was just completely gone. And Izuku's like, "What the?" And suddenly a note just falls onto the ground. And Izuku's like, "What the heck is this?" So he goes up to the note, and it's just blank. But it just has a small writing in the back saying, "Unlock your true inner power, and you'll be able to know the essence of the note." Izuku started to ponder on this mysterious note left by his father, saying, "Unlock my inner strength. I know the essence of this note. what the hell is he talking about? And he doesn't even know. And while he's trying to figure this out, he quickly remembers the sports festival. And he turns on his enhanced quirk and starts running to the direction of the sport. Oh my gosh, guys, I was freaking walking. And this freaking weird guy just freaking started to slow down and just looked at me with a dirty look. Because I do look like a maniac. Freaking talking to myself, recording while walking. Like, what the heck? Usually I do this in a private setting in my room where no one would judge me, but like now I'm out in the open. But I'll do anything for you guys, you know, type shit. But anyways, Izuku arrives back at the sports festival, and at this point Bakugo just finished his fight with Uraraka, and Izuku witnesses, you know, her defeat. And at first Izuku wanted to butt in and stop this fight and just kind of get mad at Bakugo, but he quickly realizes that Bakugo may have been brutal with how he finished her off, but he did give her as much strength as he did, and he actually gave her a reality check that she needs to improve on a hand-to-hand combat and combat type fighting, because as a hero you need to be doing it all. And he even uses, you know, 13 as his example. She may be a great rescue hero, but in the USJ incident, she couldn't really do anything. So he quickly calms down and just goes to Uraraka's locker room to check on her. She was about to cry, but she stopped when Izuku walked in. Izuku knew she was gonna cry, so he just let it be. So he left the room. So Izuku's walking, and then Mina comes running up to him, saying, "Izuku, where the heck were you? You missed your fight." And Izuku's like, "Oh crap." She's like, "What the heck? Why would you miss such a great opportunity?" Izuku's like, "Oh no, I thought I was gonna meet someone special." And Izuku's like, I just can't be disqualified like that. It's like, "Yeah, you missed your deadline." Izuku's like, "No, I'm not gonna let this slide." And he runs off to the stage. And at this point, it's the finals. It's Todoroki versus Bakugo. And Prison Mike was about to tell them to start, until Izuku suddenly just jumps onto the stage. And everyone's just shocked, saying, "Izuku, what the heck are you doing here? You missed your match. Where were you?" And Bakugo saying, "You stupid nerd. You can't interrupt my fight because you missed your stupid fight. Learn to meet deadlines." And Todoroki saying, "Izuku, I thought you were afraid. I guess your quirk is not as strong as you thought." But Izuku saying, "What you say? Huh? Half and half." Stealing Bakugo's insult. Oh, my bad. You see, I'm risking my life for you guys, bro. I nearly got ran over. Oh my god. Maybe this is not a good idea, but you know, for the context, I will go on. But I do low-key have a mini heart attack. But anyways, Izuku will call him half and half, stealing Bakugo's insult, because, you know, he couldn't come up with one, and he doesn't really insult people. With Bakugo saying, "Hey, get original." And Izuku's like, "I'm sorry I didn't meet the deadline, but please, let me fight. I know it's not fair, but..." With President Mike saying, "Aizawa, what the heck do we do?" And Aizawa, knowing that seeing Izuku versus Todoroki is an interesting match, but he cannot be unfair to all those other participants that fought and lost. That would be completely unfair to give Izuku Midoriya just a pardon. So he goes on to the mic saying, "Izuku Midoriya cannot participate. He missed his deadline for his fight, so he cannot fight." With everyone starting booing, saying, "Boo! Boo! You suck, Razorhead!" And all this insults and stuff, with President Mike trying to calm them down. And Bakugo would shout, "Hey! I know maybe I'm fair, but I don't give a crap. This is a fight between the strong, and those other miscreant weak people can never even defeat Izuku. But I know I can. I'm not gonna let him be out just because I defaulted. I'm gonna let him be out because I defeated him." But Todoroki saying, "I don't care. I just want to defeat and show that everyone in this world, I don't need my fire side to be strong." And everyone's like, "Oh," and they're hearing this and they start clapping, saying, "Let him fight! Let him fight! Let him fight!" and freaking Aizawa's trying to calm everyone down, saying Izuku Midoriya cannot fight, until Nezu, steps up to saying, calls Aizawa and says, let Izuku Midoriya fight. And it's like, oh, but Principal Nezu is unfair. It's like, I know, but Izuku Midoriya shows great potential, and I want to see how he combats against Todoroki and Bakugo. So instead of giving them a separate fight, make it a one-for-all, a free-for-all. And as I was like, a free-for-all? That's never been done before. And she's like, and Nezu's like, yes, I know it has not, but it could be an interesting fight, and to see who's the strongest between those three. And as I was like, okay, you do bring out some good points, Nezu. All right. And that's when he tells President Mike, and President Mike shouts, Izuku Midoriya can fight! And it was like, yeah! And Todoroki's like, finally, I can fight you. And that's when Bach's like, please, you're too weak. But I'm going to be facing Izuku in the finals. And that's when Aizawa butts in, saying, no, it will not be two separate fights. This is the finals. It's going to be a free-for-all. And I was like, what? So now it's a free-for-all with Bakugo, Katsuki, I forgot the last name, Shoto Todoroki, and Izuku Midoriya for the final spot. And everyone starts cheering. So all of them get into positions, and all of UA, it's on their seats. And oh my gosh. And watchers, they all just seeing like these three have dominated the whole sports festival. So to see them all fight against each other, it's thrilling. Can make a grown man cry. So anyways, President Mike announced the fight, and they start fighting. Bakugo starts to attack Izuku, with Izuku turning on his quirk enhanced. So Izuku combats Bakugo's explosion by catching his and throwing him to the ground. But as he finished that move, Todoroki comes in a freaking barrage with ice, and Izuku has to dodge, using his boxing skills to his advantage. And as he does that, Bakugo sees an opening on Todoroki and blasts him. But Todoroki, just in a second, makes an ice barrier. So this exchange starts to go on, where everyone's equal in a sense. But Izuku, of course, he's due to his combat experience and his quirk, is actually superior than Bakugo, and I would say Todoroki. But since it's a 1v1v1, it's harder for Izuku. He needs to place on his attention to multiple people, and in boxing, it's one-on-one. So that's where Izuku quickly realizes that boxing is not the extensive martial arts he needs to stop on. He needs to expand more to learn how to deal with multiple opponents, etc. Maybe unlock techniques. So Izuku is kind of being lowered due to that fact. So anyways, Izuku's fighting, and all of them are out equal grounds, and the fight continues to drag on. But it's such an amazing fight that no one wants this fight to ever stop. It's all just continuous. It's just all constant. Izuku is pleased with the fight until quickly he realizes that one is slipping behind. It's Todoroki. He's the one he's starting to freeze up on one side, and now his movements are starting to slow down, and it's making the fight less thrilling, less energetic. And Izuku's kind of displeased by this, and Bakugo. Izuku says to Todoroki, hey, why don't you use your fire side? So you stop freezing and we can continue this amazing fight. And Todoroki's like, I told you, I will beat you without using my fire side. I'm only going to use one side, my ice side. And Baku's like, balls, saying, but I don't want to get demonetized, love you, YouTube. But anyways, and Baku's like, If you don't use your full strength against us, you're gonna lose. It's that simple. I don't care. I prefer to have a 1v1 against Midoriya anyways. So I'll get you out anyways. And Bakugo blasts towards Todoroki. And since, he's freezing up, his reaction time's a little slower. Not a little slower, dramatically slower. So Bakugo's able to get a big hit on Todoroki, narrowly knocking him out of the ring. But he saves himself by using ice. Izuku quickly shouts, if you're not going to use your eyesight, just like Bakugo said, this fight is done. And Izuku comes in, with a punch, but Todoroki slightly just dodges it. But the ice behind him completely shatters. And Todoroki realizes that he's in a tough situation right now. Izuku, still in the pose that he punched, and right next to Todoroki says, if you're not going to use your quirk, you're a complete waste. There's people in this world that don't even have such an amazing quirk as yours. You basically have 2 goddamn quirks and built into one, but you refuse to use one? You pathetic. I make it sound like Izuku's a villain, but I kind of like this this type of Izuku. Know what I'm saying? But anyways, Todoroki realizes his words, but still refuses to acknowledge him, and has a flashback with a memory of his mother. First it was him getting burnt and etc. But then he remembers another flashback of him wanting to be a hero, just like All Might. Having that memory made Todoroki realize that he needs to achieve his dream no matter what, even using his fire side. And that's when he starts to ignite. And Izuku starts, smiling, saying, all right, now the battle's getting started. So that's when Todoroki and Bakugo start to charge up an attack, where Todoroki using that same ability he did in the anime, charging it up, saying, flash fire. And Bakugo, of course, spinning in the air, going, howitzer impact. And Izuku, he is not charged up any attack. He's just, in the blunt of it, in the middle of it. And both Todoroki and Bakugo shoot the attack, and they go against each other with Izuku in the middle. Everyone thinks Izuku's done, but they still memorized by this clash of energy between explosions and ice and fire. So while this clash is going on, suddenly a big explosion happens, knocking Bakugo out of the ring, with Todoroki barely inside of it. And everyone be like, oh, Todoroki won! And then someone's like, no, wait. Where's Izuku Midoriya? And that's when the cloud starts to disappear. And suddenly they hear, it was Izuku charging up. He was able to absorb the energy from both the fire and the explosions. And everyone's completely memorized by seeing Izuku be able to do this. Everyone's like, oh my goodness. And Todoroki's like, how is he? Then Izuku's like, this is way harder than I thought. But just like what Dad said, if I want to get stronger, I need to learn this energy inside of me. And that's when he runs to Todoroki. Todoroki completely defenseless, and Izuku shouts, ah! And he punches Todoroki, completely knocking Todoroki into a crater into the ground. Everyone's completely shocked, and they start screaming again, roaring, shouting, yeah! Shouting Izuku's name. Izuku, after doing this absorption attack, is completely burnt out and passes out and taken to Recovery Girl. Izuku wakes up in Recovery Girl's room, and that's when he sees Uraka, Momo, Mina, and Ida in the room, all concerned for Izuku, saying, Izuku, are you okay? Izuku's like, I'm fine, you guys. Did I win? They're like, yeah, you did more than just one. You destroyed them. You completely humiliated them, Izuku. Izuku just laughing, going, thanks. Thanks to Uraka. I really appreciate you guys coming here, with all of them being okay. So Izuku goes back, and that's when they have the ceremony, appointing Izuku in first place. And I'm going to say Todoroki and Bakugo tie for second. And I'll give Ida third. Yeah, that's my ranking. And of course, they all get their medals with Toroki and Bakugo. No, with Bakugo being pissed, but Toroki still thinking, did I really just use my fire side? Can I use it now? With him being conflicted. Finally gets to Izuku and says, Izuku, you're something else. You're amazing. And I can see that you're going to be a great hero in your future. You remind me of someone in their prime with All Might flexing and everyone cheering, All Might! And All Might just laughing. And finally giving Izuku the medal, saying, even though it was a different way of fighting, even though it was a different fight than usual finals, it was certainly the most entertaining. So you earned this, young man. And everyone cheering and etc. So yeah, the sports festivals ended, and the next day everyone comes back to school. And Aizawa tells them to all settle down, saying, alright, take your seats, guys. Let's go over your results from the sports festival. That's when he pulls up the chart with everyone's ranks and etc. And he says, the sports festival allows you to get internships at Burner. And mostly if you got higher up, the more internships you got. We've actually got we actually got a record for in this class. And everyone's like, whoa, wait, who? And everyone's like, oh, it has got to be Izuku. And like, yes. The three that broke the record is Izuku Midoriya, Katsuki Bakugo, and Shoto Todoroki. It's crazy. Bakugo first broke the record, and Todoroki then broke the record, and then Izuku shattered the record. And I was like, wait, what? And they showed the things. I don't remember how much everyone got, but I'm going to say, let's say Bakugo got 4,000, Todoroki got 4,010, and Izuku got 5,000. Kind of like that. You know what I mean? And everyone's completely impressed with Izuku kind of, feeling like the alpha dog and all that stuff. And Bakugo saying, you won't beat me, icy hot, and Izuku. And Izuku's just laughing this off. So Aizawa tells him that they're gonna need to choose an internship and actually get a hero name. So Izuku's hero name, to be honest, I'm not too sure. Put it down in the comments what hero name Izuku's should be. But if I had to pick one, it would probably, let's call him, oh, screw it. Let's call it Hercules. Hercules. You know what? I like it. I kind of like it. I like Hercules. So anyways, Izuku's hero name is called Hercules. Because the only reason why I was thinking that, because of Goen's transformation, it kind of looks like godlike. But Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Anyways, yeah. Izuku's hero name is Hercules, and people think it's appropriate thinking of Izuku's physique and his abilities. So everyone's choosing their internships, and Izuku's not sure who to choose. This time he actually got an internship from Endeavor and almost every hero possible. Izuku's considering his possibilities. He even got an offer from All Might telling him that he should go with his old teacher. Izuku considers the possibility and says, you know what? I can only benefit from it. So he decides to go with Gran Torino. Of course, when everyone's parting ways, Izuku's concerned for Ida because he's in a kind of a distressed mood and quiet and etc. And Izuku's feels worried for him. He arrives at the building and of course, just similar to canon, Gran Torino kind of does like a prank, you could say, him covering himself with orange juice acting like he's dead. So Izuku finally starts his internship with Gran Torino. And Gran Torino saying, alright kid, show me what you got. And that's when Gran Torino starts bouncing around everywhere. And Izuku's like, oh, what kind of training is this? And he says, try to catch me. I've heard that you had a great strength quirk, but show me what you can actually do. With him bouncing around, and Izuku's like, alright then. And whilst Gran Torino was bouncing around, he's starting to hit Izuku, and Izuku's starting to get angry and say, hey, you old man, stop hitting me. He's like, old man? Very disrespectful, aren't you? And he's bouncing around, and Izuku's, alright then, focus. Focus. What was that talking about, that inner thing about me? And he's like, was it that? Is it that energy? That it has to be. Okay, focus. And Izuku's focusing, and he's trying to access. Of course, he's Nen. You could say he's spiritual energy. You could say, but this is clearly not working. And Gran Torino is getting impatient. Said, "All right then, kid, what the hell's going on?" And Izuku's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." He's like, "I've been hitting you for almost 20 minutes straight, and you didn't even attack once." And Izuku's like, "Wait, really?" He's like, "Yeah, you just been sitting there. Oh, what are you trying to achieve, kid?" And Izuku's like, "Well, I didn't really tell anyone this, not even All Might, but I suppose I should tell you. I saw my father earlier during the sports festival." He's like, "Your father, huh? What, did he abandon you or something? What's so special about that?" He's like, "Yeah, I haven't seen my dad in years." And then he suddenly shows up at the sports festival, and then catch up to him. He says, "I'm not ready. I haven't even tapped into the energy inside of me." What does that even mean? I thought I knew, but every time I try, like you just said, I would just sit there for 20 minutes straight and nothing would happen. Gran Torino was like, "Huh. What is your dad's name?" He said, I think it's Gene? It's like, wait, Gene? It's like, yeah, it's Gene, Midoriya. It's like, wow. I should have guessed it. Of course you're Gene's son. You look just like him. Now I recognize it. Ah, Gene, that fool. And Zuko's like, "Okay, you know my dad? How?" It's like, I used to teach him back in the day. And now that you put it in perspective like that, I know exactly what the hell he's talking about. That boy does some reckless stuff. Why don't you just teach your son the energy inside of him? And it's just like, what the hell are you talking about? What the energy your father's talking about? It's called Nen. It's like, Nen? It's like, yep. Your father, just like everyone else, has a quirk. But with these quirk, he has another power source. Zu's like, huh? It's like, yes, it's called Nen. He actually discovered it by traveling all around the world, and some random person taught him, and he's been so proficient with it. It's crazy. He got crazy powerful, maybe even strongest among the world. And once he achieved that, that's when he got you. But I guess his taste for adventure never stopped, and he kept on going. And so I guess he thought maybe he could see you, but I don't know what he wants, if I'm being honest, Izuku. But Gene did say he didn't master that energy inside you for a reason, because he does know that even though Gene learned it, Gene harnessed it and transferred that to you. So you have a high possibility being able to master this ability too. And Izuku's like, oh, Nen? Wait, that makes so much sense. That makes sense how I'm able to take in energy and store it in a massive amount and just throw it back. And it's like, yes. I'm not exactly sure what you've done, but I'm 100% sure that you're an enhancer type. And Izuku's like, okay. You say that like I know what that means. He's like, I don't know how your father described it to me, but he said there's 5 different categories. An enhancer, manipulator, transmuter, guys, I kind of forgot. Conjurer, and then specialist? I think that's all right. Comment down if I'm missing one. But anyways, and it's clearly obvious from your quirk and what you've been doing that you're clearly an enhancer. So that means you can also be, oh my god, I keep forgetting, bro. the same one going is, bro. You guys know he can also be freaking. Is it transmuter? Okay, I'm actually gonna search this up. Okay, yes, Izuku's an enhancement, so that means he can do emission, so detaching aura from his body, and transmission. Okay, change the quality. Okay. So all of them's enhancement, transmission, conjuring, then specialist, manipulator, and emission. Okay, that's the one. Okay. So anyways, so Izuku learning this is kind of mind blown and actually makes it easier on him, and he finally understands what his abilities is. So during that week or so, Izuku starts to try to harness his Nen, and getting tips from Gran Torino that he heard from Gene all those years ago. Izuku's able to access his Nen and actually, create an aura inside of him and etc. I'm not going to make it too complicated just like in the anime. It's going to be quite simple. The aura he can use to protect himself, and that's all I'm really going to do. And he can do freaking the thing on his eyes, so he can enhance his vision. And that's all I'm really going to go. I don't want to do any hand stuff because that's basically doing what if Deku had Nen. Possibly could do it in the future, but I don't know. I have to get some experts for me to do that. But anyways, so yeah, Izuku continues and he's able to get a more understanding on his ability to absorb stuff. And he quickly finds out, to be honest, I don't even know what freaking thing that is. That has to be like transmission, right? But whatever, you guys understand. You guys know what I'm saying. But anyways, Izuku's able to do that. And I'm going to say, Izuku's going to come up the technique of John Ken, of course. Rock, paper, scissors. So he's going to do the punch one. And then, of course, the scissors one. And then the paper one. So, yeah, I'm actually going to make it useful this time. So, anyways, Izuku gets that during the training. And he's making great progress, even faster than his father. And Gran Torino can see this. And he thinks Izuku's going to be an amazing hero in the day. If he can do this already with this so-called Nen and this enhancer quirk he has, he's going to be unstoppable. So yeah, they decide to go out and etc. And they're on the plane until a gnome comes barreling in. And Gran Torino reacts. And Izuku reacts too. And actually uses his John Ken. He uses the scissors part. And he makes a long blade that cuts the gnome in half. But the gnome regrows. No. Cuts the gnome in half. I don't even remember. Can the normal gnomes regenerate? I'm gonna say they can't No. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to rewatch the anime, guys. I'm down bad right now. I have to rewatch the whole ass anime. But anyways, I want to say they can regenerate. Only the big ones. Correct me if I'm wrong. There's a lot of correction in this what if, but whatever, we'll get through it. So anyways, Izuku cuts the Nomu and is able to disable that Nomu. With Gran Torino saying, thank you, but I'll deal with here, alright? I'll go help the heroes out the streets and you just stay here, Izuku. But Izuku, of course, he's a shonen protagonist. He's not going to stay in the train. What do you think he is? He remembers Ida's in Hosu, and he realizes that this is where the Stain Killer is. So he quickly puts it together that Ida's going after him. So he jumps out the train and starts running on building to building, trying to sense for Ida. Ida, on the other hand, has found Stain and trying to defeat him, but Stain easily can stop Ida and gets his blood and paralyzes him. And he's about to kill him. And he says, you fake hero. You trying to get revenge for your brother? What kind of hero does that? And he was about to kill Ida until Izuku uses finally the paper part of his John Ken and is able to hit a blast onto Stain. And Stain's like, oh, the neat trick of yours, but not so powerful. You have some real true hero tendencies of yours. Don't make me want to kill you. And it looks like you psychopath. I'm gonna defeat you right here and now. Because you hurt my friends. And Stain's like, bring it on, kid. And this time it starts squaring off, and Izuku uses his quirk and trying to use Nen to get an extra layer of protection. So Izuku, his physical capabilities is far superior than Stain's, but Stain's combat experience is far superior than Izuku. So I'm gonna say Izuku slightly has an advantage because he does have considerable amount of combat, efficiency, and he has more strength in him. So he's kind of on the upper hand, but Stain is up there. And if Izuku slips up, Stain is going to quite literally kill him. Izuku's using his boxing techniques to dodge the blades, and he's punching Stain in the face. Usually those punches would hurt a lot of people and, send them on the ground, but Stain's just eating them and kind of laughing and still has his tongue out, which kind of pisses off Izuku. Izuku's like, all right, no time for games. And he tries to use John Ken, try to charge it up, but Stain's not going to allow that. He comes in and he says, what do you think you're doing? And slashes at Izuku, but Izuku dodges it just in time and kicks the blade away. With Stain's like, oh, okay, that was the first time you kicking. Okay. And he takes that into consideration, but he uses these other knives to go in. And Izuku is kind of close to getting cut, and he's like, whoa. Until finally he does, but thanks goodness to his layer of Nen, the blade was not able to cut through just yet. But it didn't leave a considerable amount of damage onto his aura. Izuku was like, crap, this guy's pretty strong. And that's when Todoroki appears, using his fire to separate them. He's like, I got your distress call, Izuku. I got here just in time, thank goodness. And Izuku's like, took you long enough. Come on, let's do this, Icy Hot. And Todoroki's like, come on, you really gonna call me that? I don't need the Bakugo call me that. And Izuku just laughs. It's like, I just kind of like the name. Saying like, you are talking in my presence. No, he wouldn't say that. He's like, stop playing around. This is real stuff right here. And Izuku's like, you're right. Todoroki, let's get him. And Izuku goes in rushing at Stain and starts fighting him, hand to hand, and they equal. Because Stain's eating those punches, but it's weighing him down a little, but it's eating them. And that's when Todoroki uses his fire to separate them again, and uses his eyes to try to capture Stain. But Stain's getting pissed off and comes charging into Todoroki, cutting the ice and everything. And before he could get to Todoroki, Izuku comes out of nowhere and punches Stain from the side and sends him slamming into the wall and says, I got him. And Stain's like, you heroes! And he comes dashing to Izuku, and Izuku's like, whoa! And that's when Todoroki separates them with ice, but that's when Stain just jumps over and it says, die! Coming in down and with a knife onto Izuku. But then before that could happen, we just hear, Recipio burst! Boom! And Stain gets kicked in the head by a Recipio kick from Ida. He was able to get out of the paralyzation. Is that the right word? The paralyzation? Yes, it's got to be the right word. So anyways, Stain is now hazy because he got kicked and he hit his head on the ice. And he's kind of in a daze. And that's when Izuku's like, no! And that's when Todoroki starts the combo by hitting Stain into the air with ice and, kind of burning him with some fire. And Ida in the air jumps up and kicks him barreling to the ground. And he hits the ground, making a crater. And Izuku is just over Stain with these orange aura charged up, saying, John Ken! Boom! Hitting the blast into Stain's gut, making him completely spit out blood and completely knocking him out. As that happened, all the pro heroes come around. You see Endeavor show up saying, what the hell happened, Shoto? And that's when they see Izuku victorious over Stain, kind of heavy breathing, but not hurt compared to his other battles. So yeah, of course, Stain gets arrested, and he of course escapes. Of course, no. Of course, the Nomu comes and tries to grab Izuku, but Izuku dodges and grabs the Nomu, slams it into the ground, and that's when Endeavor comes around and incinerates the head. And Stain, of course, in the anime, still is gonna give that speech, giving off his bloodlust that paralyzes everyone, and everyone's in fear, saying, "Who the hell is this guy?" And they're just glad they got him off the streets. So, of course, they're in the hospital. Not really for anyone else besides Ida. And the chief police walks in saying, "You guys, that was very irresponsible of you. You guys don't have your quirk licenses. In normal circumstances, we'd have to detain you." And Toroki's like, "Detain us? We're the one that stopped that madman. If you kept going on," and getting mad. But then the chief of police is like, "That's if we say you guys captured him. But if we say Endeavor took him, down, then all those charges on you will be dropped." With Toroki giving in, saying, "Of course, Dad takes all the credit." With Zuko and Ida just happy that they're not going to be detained. So Izuku the next day tells Uraraka, Momo, and his main things about the situation that happened, and they're all kind of like, "Oh my god, I can't believe that happened." And he's like, "Yeah, but I'm fine now. How's your sponsorship going on? Internships going on?" And that's when we get the filler episode of seeing their internships that we really don't care about, but we slightly do. So anyways, yeah, they finally get back to school. So everyone's talking about the internships, how it's so great, and etc. And Izuku's just kind of looking at Toroki saying, "Yeah, ours was great, right, Toroki?" But Toroki, like, yeah, happy that he's just friends with Izuku now. That's when Aizawa comes telling him about the final exams that they need to study. Izuku, just like in the anime, not going to really cover that, does pretty the same as he does in canon. Well, to be honest, I don't really like covering the final exam. So I'm just going to kind of brush over it. So Izuku gets teamed up with Bakugo versus All Might. And at first, the teamwork is kind of trash. But after Izuku humbled Bakugo, telling him that you're up against the strongest person in the freaking country, or damn near the world, you really think you can defeat him with your own strength, Bakugo? With Bakugo giving in, saying, "God damn it," and helping Izuku. So the plan was that Izuku, now that has a better understanding on his abilities, is going to absorb Bakugo's attack. Not his normal explosion, but the godly ones, ×2. So that's what they do, at least the first one. And All Might, as planned, does not even move. And Izuku, seeing the blast go behind All Might, will absorb it all. And All Might realizes, like, oh. But then he recognizes the attack and he realizes, oh, if I just don't get close to Izuku, he can't hit me with that. And then he gets cocky, and that's when Bakugo comes again, does another explosion from other gauntlet. And All Might's like, haha. And before All Might could, take the blast, he realizes that Izuku could just absorb it. And before he wanted to do something, it's too late. Izuku absorbed it. And now he's just store up this massive amount of energy. And All Might's like, that's very impressive attack, but you can't do nothing no more. Bakugo's out of the equation. Both these arms is basically dead. And you cannot move with such an attack with the necessary speed to catch me, so it's over. And Izuku's like, "It's over? I don't think so." And that's when he says, "John, Ken, paper!" I don't know what it's called. And that's when Izuku creates a giant ball and shoots it at All Might. And All Might's like, "Wait, what?" And All Might's like, "Crap!" And he tries to block it. But then oh my gosh! But then All Might's time limit was coming up, and All Might would start to seem saying, "Damn it!" and he'll take the attack, and that's when Bakugo and Izuku escaped, passing the final exam, with All Might being impressed with Izuku's new ability. So everyone does the exact same they did in the anime with their final exam performances. And of course, just like in anime, they'll go to, oh my god. Okay, sorry. They'll go to the mall and they'll all have their things, and Izuku would be left with Uraka, and they're about to, do some things together. But then that's when Shigaraki comes around, and Izuku this time's not as scared. He's just like pissed off that he would have the audacity to be able to attack him over here. But Izuku knows he can't do nothing because Shigaraki could easily grab another child and just incinerate him, and that would be on Izuku's head. So he cooperates, and he answers his question, telling him that Stain had actual movement. He wasn't just a psychopath like he is. And Shigaraki takes that in and walks away, just like in anime. And Izuku reports this to the police, and all that goes the same. So finally, they head over to the summer camp. So they're on the bus, and then they meet the Pussycat Dolls. And they tricked, and they all fall down. Just like in anime, they'll have to go through the forest, and Izuku is more pissed than before, saying, personally, I wouldn't take that disrespect. And he would go barreling through the forest, destroying all of those mud monsters. So there's nothing really to change here. I don't think anything significant will change during this arc. So yeah, Izuku still gets hit, but this time, yeah, he still gets hit. They still have discussion about him. They still have to make their own food. They still have that bathtub scene about Koda's parents. And yeah, they still find out that they made no progression on their quirks. And Izuku, for that period, is actually going to work on his Nen. He tried to describe it to one of the pussycats, without giving away what Nen is exactly. And they gave him meditation training. It's more internal training. And Zuko's like, fine, I guess so. And he takes it. Now, it's finally to the part that everyone cares about. So it's during the night, and everyone's doing the activity similar to the anime, where they all go in pairs into the forest. Until suddenly they're all attacked by villains. It was the League of Villains. And Zuko's like, crap, wait, Koda! And he runs towards Koda's direction. Once he arrives there, he sees a big muscular man grabbing Koda by the collar, saying, just die, kid. And before he could do that, Izuku would take Koda and say, you madman, and put Koda somewhere. He says, you try to kill him. You try to kill an innocent kid. He's like, yeah, so what? It's fun, isn't it? And Izuku's like pissed. He's like, fun? You think this is fun? And he's like, yeah, I want to wreak havoc everywhere. And Izuku's like, oh, you bastard. And that's when he starts charging up John Ken, going, John Ken! And Muscular being the cocky guy is like, you think a pathetic attack like that's gonna work? And that's when he rips off his clothes and tries to get him more tentacles. No. Limbs? No. What? I had the word. Appendages? Yeah, I think it's appendages. Tissues? You guys know what I mean. So yeah, he gathers that tube saying, I can do that too, kid. And he's gathering all up on his right arm, and Izuku's like, oh, you bastard. And he's putting all his energy, all his Nen into this John Ken, because he's pissed off. And he says, you bastard. And once Izuku reached a certain point to the energy he's putting into his Nen, fear was struck into Muscular, going, I don't know what that is, but it feels like if I get hit by that, I'll die. And Muscular, being a powerful man, says, no, I'm not gonna Pete Squeak defeat me. And he takes off his thing and he starts running towards Izuku, saying, die! And Izuku says, you bastard. And that's when he goes, John Ken Devastation! And he hits Muscular. And basically what happens is Izuku completely rips through the appendages of Muscular, and he gets to Muscular's face and hits him, instantly breaking his jaw, sending him flying into the mountain, actually knocking him, let's say, half a meter into the wall, into the mountain. And Izuku's like, "You bastard, you bastard," and it actually pass out. Yep, Izuku passes out. So Izuku wakes up and he's actually in the hospital with everyone surrounding him saying, Wait, where's Koda? Is everyone okay? And they're like, Izuku, everything's fine. Everything's fine. And Uraka explains that we saw you passed out next to a mountain and Koda was crying frantically saying that you saved him, etc. And Izuku's like, oh, he's okay. Is everyone else okay? And that's when everyone starts going quiet until Kirishima's beast up's like, no. Bakugo and Tokiyami were both taken. And it looks like, do you say it isn't so? He's like, yes. It turns out the League of Villains wanted Bakugo and they just took Tokiyami as reinsurance. And Zuko starts to ball up his fist saying, Bakugo, Tokiyami. And that's when Kirishima's like, we have to go and save them. We have to. And Izuku's like, I agree. We have to. What they've done is unforgivable. Those villains, that one villain I fought was willing to kill a kid just for fun. These bastards, they're gonna pay. And all of them seeing Izuku's frustration, share the exact same thing. But Floppy brings up the point that the pro heroes, this is their job and they need to deal with it. But Izuku's like, we are gonna be pro heroes, so why can't we act on it? Why can we not just be like them? And everyone's just quiet, and Izuku's like, everyone please leave. If you agree with the plan, you know what. No, I don't care if you agree on the plan or not. I'm gonna stop them. With him having a determined look on his face. And everyone exiting the room besides Uraraka saying, Izuku. And trying to hold his hand, but he says, I told you everyone to leave. With her being like kind of heartbroken that Izuku also turned her away. Izuku would be in the room chilling by himself, kind of mad, until just gust of wind would go by, and Izuku's like, who the hell? And he would look, he's like, Dad, what the hell are you doing here? And Gino would be like, hey, Izuku, how's it going? And Izuku's like, you bastard, what do you want? Huh? And he's like, can I not check on my son? He's like, this is not the great time. You haven't been here all my life, so why now? Why you keep playing these games? And Gene's like, okay. I thought you would be past the phase, but I guess not. I came here because I heard you learn Nen. And I heard from All Might that you're quite powerful with it. I guess father like son, and it's like, I'm nothing like you. You're just a pathetic man that couldn't even take up his responsibility to be a father. And now, my friends, they're in trouble. And I'm stuck in this bed. I'm bedridden. Makes me so angry. And Gene's like, I understand that feeling, kid. But don't let that anger completely consume you. It can turn into a monster that you don't want. And Zuko's like, I don't want no advice from you. She's like, okay, I get it. But come on, kid. You waited this long to meet me. And I'm here. And I'm talking to you. So talk to me back. And Zuko's like, what would bring you to the point that you were able to leave your kid and wife for so many years just because of an adventure? Well, who thinks of that? And she's like, yes, you could put it that way. But you could also put it that I was also protecting the world. And could say that I was scared of the unknown. I was scared of the unknown, not just for myself, but mostly for you, Izuku. I wanted to know the world, all of the world's secrets and all of the world's adventures, all of it that it can offer. So if you ever had a question, that I'll give you the answer. And Zuko's like, such a stupid excuse. And she's like, alright, come on, cut me some slack, kid. And Zuko's like, okay, since you travel all these ways, how do I get my friend back? And how do you know about these League of Villains? And she's like, that's not exactly my forte. And Zuko's like, you said you knew everything, so tell me. At least do one folly thing you're supposed to do over 10 years, 10-year lifespan. I don't know. And she's like, okay. Yeah, it's an organization that was formed quite recently. It seems the leader is a guy called Tomer Shigaraki. But if you ask me, he's just a public man. The real mastermind behind this, his name is All For One. Zuko's like, All For One? What the hell is that? She's like, he's a supervillain. Man of pure evil. He's the reason why I actually wanted to know every secret in this world. To defeat him, he's in a completely different league. And Zuko's like, but why would he be associated with such a league if he's just so powerful himself? Why can't he do it himself? It's like, great question. But that's because 5 years ago, he had a great clash against All Might. It actually hurt them both. All Might completely destroyed his respiratory system and damn near his face. But All For One done the same to him, destroying his respiratory system. That's why All Might actually has a time limit. Zuko's like, what? And he's like, I was just also supposed to tell you that. But anyways, I digress. So yeah, that's it, kid. And Zuko's like, thanks for the information. But now I gotta save my friends. See you later, Gene. And Gene's like, I guess I'll see you around, kid. But just so you know, even though you're powerful, you're not gonna be able to defeat All For One, kid. And Izuku's like, watch me. And he walks off. And he goes outside the building, and that's when he sees the usual crew that goes to save Bakugo. And they go out to save him. Switch perspective to Bakugo, and he's talking to the League of Villains. And, of course, he's denying it, and Tokiyomi's denying it too, that they won't join. And in that moment, that's when the heroes come bursting in, saying, All Might saying, you filthy villains. And the exact same thing happens in canon. For the Izuku and his crew seeing the Nomus and being terrified, seeing All For One. And Izuku knew exactly what his father meant, saying his strength it's unbelievable. He is pure evil. Seeing what he done to those pro heroes, it's scary. That's when Bakugo and all the guys come up, and Izuku comes up with the same plan. But this time he does not involve himself because he knows what he wants to do. So they execute the plan, and that's how Bakugo, let's go! Bakugo just smiles, grabs Tokiyomi, and they both blast off. And that's when Toroki's like, come on, Momozuku, let's go. And Zuko's like, yeah, I'll be right behind you. And that's when they go running, not looking back, and Izuku jumps over the fence. And All Might's fighting All For One, saying, you bastard, I'm gonna make you pay. And Izuku's like, yeah, I'll do the exact same thing too. And All For One's like, who the hell are you? And Izuku's like, the person that's gonna kill you. And All For One starts laughing. He's like, I'm your kid. This is going to defeat me. And All Might's like, get out of here, Izuku. It's not safe. Izuku's like, I don't care. This guy. You try to take my friends away from me. I'm not going to let that slide. I don't care what happens to me. I'm going to get rid of the plague in this world. You took away my friends. And you took away my father from me. I won't forgive you for that. And All For One says, did I kill your father? It's like, no. But because of you, he missed out. I didn't have him in my childhood. And all for one just starts laughing again. You want to kill me because your father wasn't around? Because your father wanted to get a milk? And he's like kind of cracking up on Izuku. Kind of out of character for All For One. And All Might's kind of, I don't know, weirded out or uneasy of this situation because All For One's not acting like himself, and Izuku has a completely devastating killer look on his face. Izuku says, "You bastard, you bastard, you bastard!" And that's when he erupts with Nen, and of course Izuku goes into his adult form, and Izuku is completely just like All Might. No. I'm gonna say he's just like he's completely ripped. You know what I'm saying? He has the long hair, and Izuku's looking majestic as heck. And Izuku this transformation gives him a completely different aura, kind of a aura telling everyone around him to bow down to him, you could say. And All For One could feel this, and he instantly switched his facial expression and shoots at Izuku, but Izuku just slaps it away, easily dismissing it. All For One starting to have fear on his face, and All Might's like, what the? And All Might takes advantage of it and punches All For One in the face. And Izuku looks at All Might and kind of tells him, just by staring at All Might, tells him to back off. He's mine. And All Might instantly steps back, saying, okay. Him being terrified and shaking, his whole body shaking, saying, what the hell is Izuku? And Izuku's walking up to All For One slowly, saying, John. And All For One's like, no. And he tries to shoot, using all the quirks he can at Izuku, but Izuku's just tanking and walking slowly to him, loading up John Ken, saying, John. And All For One's like, no. And Izuku at this point, in a matter of seconds, he would have double the energy he did against All Might in the final exam, and say, time for you to die. John Ken obliteration. And he'll punch All For One in the face, completely obliterating him, bursting his head and blood spurting everywhere. And everyone's just shocked seeing this revolution. And Izuku's not done. He just keeps pounding on the freaking All For One's head, going doof, boom, boom, and doing that creates sonic waves, and it's just making craters into the ground, making it deeper and deeper. And that's when All Might has to fight his natural instinct and tell Izuku, stop it, Izuku! You've gone too far! And Izuku looks at All Might, and All Might goes to Izuku and he touches him. Izuku's like, and All Might, using all his strength to go against his natural instinct, touches Izuku's shoulder and says, it's done, son. You've already done it. And Izuku, realizes this, and he, starts to cry, and then he goes out of his form completely passed out. And everyone's shocked to see that some random kid was able to end the absolute horrible legacy of All For One in just one punch. And everyone's happy but conflicted that a UA student killed a supervillain. Killing him, period, is kind of controversial itself, and it actually sparked a debate if heroes can kill and etc. But during all this time, confusion, Izuku would actually be in a coma, a 9 months coma. During this 9 months, spoiler alerts, the war arc does happen, because Shigaraki was completely fuming that some kid was able to kill, All For One. And he actually started a whole war. Not a war to a war, his purpose was a little different this time. Of course, he wanted to start a war for chaos, but also to get to one certain bastard, one certain kid. I was able to defeat the greatest villain of all time. They're looking for Izuku Midoriya. So, yeah, this song was crazy. The fights were crazy. This time they had All Might at their side, but not for too long. The All Might and Mirio, using One for All, were able to defeat Shigaraki the first time. But during that fight, All Might lost his quirk completely, and now he's useless. And Mirio, he was on the verge of death. But he recovered, and he went on the same journey he did as Izuku, telling everyone, yo, stay back, I got this. But, his classmates in class one, whatever, he's third years, we're able to bring him back, tell him, yo, we can help too, and all that stuff. And this time, I'm going to say Bakugo and Todoroki, having the distress of having their very close friend, even though Bakugo and Izuku didn't seem like it, they were friends, stuck in a 9 months coma, really motivated them, and they've gone 10 times stronger, with Bakugo actually getting a quirk evolution and Todoroki on the verge of one. And now everything's coming back, everything's coming a loop. Shigaraki, he's gone his full upgrade, and now he's back to peak again. Mirio's with UA. Bakugo and Todoroki, completely different level. Class 1A elevated. We were able to get revenge. We're able to get stronger for Izuku and All Might, and All Might supporting from the shadows this time. All ready to start the second war. And as they start fighting, we suddenly see Two Eyes open with the kid with extremely long hair opening his eyes, saying, "I need to help them." So that's where we have to get. I hope you guys enjoyed. That was What If Deku Was Going full series. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I know it's gonna sound really weird at the end because it's gonna be 3 different parts: one at home, one freaking walking, and then one back at home. That's quite annoying. You guys, bro, I had school. It's crazy, bro. Like my PC. You guys would not believe the events that went on. So basically, what happened? All right, this week I was gonna 4 weeks ago I was gonna release what Izuku was experimented on. Boom, I had a blackout. I was like, crap. Okay, get over that. Next week, all right, we're fine. We get back to it. I start recording. Boom, I lost the freaking recording. Like, fuck. I was so pissed because 2 hours gone of my time. Re-recorded that. My voice was dying. All right, editing it, everything, getting excited. Oh, about to upload it. Boom, my PC freaking dies on me. It crashes. And I'm like, what? No. I try to reset it. Does not work. The screen's just flickering. So I was like, okay, I need to get it fixed. That takes 2 weeks. 2 weeks. All right, fine. I need to do something. Try to record this. All right, then I'll do it. But every time I tried, get interrupted. So it took me 3 freaking... And now it's been a whole month since I have not uploaded. So, and in the beginning of this recording, I said I can't leave you guys hanging for 3 months, for 3 weeks. It's a month now. Anyways, it's been King Donald signing out. Peace.